Good morning. I would like to introduce you all to Mike Piron, a gentleman who I may have just met about 48 hours ago in the bagel shop. Intriguing enough to pull me up and out of bed at 7 a.m., get in the shower, and come see what he's got for us. So, Mike.
Thanks, Derek. Hey, I'm gonna add for Derek. Love the cold opening. Made it warm and fuzzy. That takes guts right there. Am I on camera? Do I look good? I look heavy in this shirt, don't I? I wore my Vegas shirt for a reason. Because I was really lucky when I first bought this shirt. I did buy it in Las Vegas. It was between Christmas and New Year's, $39 a night at the MGM. Anybody else ever go up to that? $39 a night at the MGM Resort. Cut it out! I stayed for 4 nights for like 120. Anyway, I bought the shirt because I had extra money. But I thought, nothing? Okay, you guys are morning crowd, yeah. And I got $150 for a shirt. I've never spent that much for a shirt. But every time I do a Vegas comedy thing or something special, the shirt comes out. I wore it once to church. Amy left might like this story. Amy, you know my dad, and I think you know my mom. My mom goes, that shirt's a little busy for church, don't you think? A little busy. At church, no less than 30 people went out of their way going, dude, great shirt. I had teenagers, parents, old people, older than my mom, said, whoa, that's a shirt. The minister said something during the homily. And by the way, about Mike's shirt, we apologize. All that because I wear the Vegas shirt one time in Saukville. True story. Okay, here, I'm here all week trying to deal. I'm also a comedian, so if I talk fast, I apologize, but I'll try to slow down for some people that look like they're having a tough time keeping up. No one, you guys are sharp, I get it. I do speak to senior living places. It's a lot of fun for me. I do a lot of my dad's VFW stories and American Legion things, and you can appreciate how funny they can be. He was a great storyteller. And to be honest, you've never heard me present before. Maybe I'm gonna speak to you personally here for a second. But you know my father. If you see somebody, I'd be proud. He left us about 3 years ago. My dad fell off a ladder, cribbed a tree on Highway I. Great man, great leader. And I'm his firstborn boy. My sister Michelle lives in California, already retired from Sun Microsystems. More money than a whole bunch of people I don't know. You know, she's doing really well. My little brother Rick is in Florida, as he says, taking naked pictures of old people. He's a radiology tech. Funny cute story. And my other brother Bob is in Jackson. Bob's the quiet one. He's like Bob Newhart. You hear very little out of him. But the coolest thing that Bob did at my dad's funeral was he took the microphone first, saying, I can't compete against Michelle, the only girl. Mike's a professional talker. Rick's good looking and funny. I'll go first, Bob. He killed it. He Bob Newhart. I'm the guy you never heard of, I'm Bob. From then on, he had the crowd behind him. So that's a nice testimony to my brother Bob. But it's almost a tribute show for me, being the first time in Grafton in over 10 years. I'm at Grafton High School, by the way, as an FYI, March 8th, doing this same program, Inspiring Greatness in You for school kids, specifically seniors at the time. It's called Successful Senior Transitions. That's one of my home run programs, and I love doing it for schools. I'm at Vincent High School next Friday, and hopefully in Homestead High School the end of the month, next month. As a beginning, let's start with this. You guys good at trivia, questions, fun things? Yes, riddles, maybe? Anyone know what these numbers mean here? 81 of 235 and 524 out of 823. Very good. Class rank. Did I tell you this before? You just guessed that. You're good. High school class rank in Grafton, right over here. 1981. Yes, I'm that old. I'm 59. Thanks for laughing. I love a crowd that responds. So you guys are good already. I already met, but 81 out of 235, what? A third, almost the top third? Kind of not the top third, though, just out of it. How's this? UW Whitewater class rank. No lie. Now, I spoke at commencement 4 times. I'm up for commencement speaker this May for the 5th time, but I ranked 524 out of 823, May of 1985. How does that happen? How else does it happen? Keep going. Engagement, network, personality. How about a great attitude? Our whole day is going to talk about attitude today. It's the #1 thing in the success commandment spectrum. Okay. My TED talk, I hope, in 15 minutes of fame with Andy Warhol, the 15 minutes of Andy Warhol fame he promised all of us, right? But TED talks about attitude. I am itching to get a TED talk. I'm doing a Tom talk that was prep. It's a guy named Tom interviewing me instead of Ted, but I think it's funny. So I'll go do a Tom talk, hopefully have millions of viewers, then send it to Ted. How about this? I'll just change the name, right, to do a TED talk. Joke, nothing. Okay. Hang with me, it's better. my high school rank. Not that that's not important, folks, but it doesn't determine who the people are, right? It doesn't determine who the number is. It doesn't determine what's behind the number, right? Another volunteer from the audience. Thank you for your help before, Derek. Anybody else that wants to volunteer and try to figure this one out with the help of our studio audience? Connect all 9 dots with 4 straight lines without taking the marker off the paper. Anyone want to try? I see some gutsy people out there. They're all thinking, they're whirling. 4 straight lines without taking the marker off the paper. It's possible, but it's a little tricky. That is for a visa. Sure you are. That's how we all do it. And I do finger. I was going, how the heck? She is getting there. We got time for this because our segment can be 1.5 hours long. I'm kidding. We'll end short. Thanks for laughing. You're sweet. Love your hair. Is that natural curl? Oh my God. I'll stop it. Come on back. Amy, you ready? Come on, Diana, maybe? You're close. I can see it. Nothing? You know this one? Yeah. Chamber of Commerce Executive Director. Do you know this one? Come on. I think you got it. Used to?
I know, I used to. I
Yeah.
feel like this is one of those things you did in high school. We did this.
And it kicked you off, right? How come you get it? Derek, you want it?
No, I just remember you have to draw outside the box.
You come on, bud. You're the man. All right.
Extend the lines through way further than the
Right.
top section.
Ah.
Yeah.
Derek the man. Now, Derek, by the way, you get a free book. Because you're the only non-chamber member here, so you already gifted a free book. You did my intro, and I did have my program. You know it. Why is that so hard for us, though? Let's talk about the why. The why is important. Why is that hard? Anybody?
Give us a box.
Correct. Yep. The mind tends to think closure, don't we? How do we get this box shut? Obviously, it's just thinking out of the box, thinking is kind of an age-old thing. 30, 40 years ago, we had that thinking in business, right? Thinking out of the box wasn't new then. It's not new now. But it's so hard. It's so hard for us to do. You know why? I come right back to the old org charts. Remember those organizational charts? Can you tell why I'm not in corporate America? Can you see it? I don't fit. Not just sheer size-wise. I'm 3% of the people that's right down the middle, left and right brain at the same time. I test it out. I'm logical and I'm creative at the same time. I'm complete opposite than my mom, which drives her crazy. I said, Mom, I have a sock drawer. I don't pair them up. They're all in the drawer together. They're mingling. They're playing at a party. They mix themselves up. Oh, she can't sleep at night. She wants to organize my sock drawer. It drives her crazy. I had that little sock drawer just for her. Because it used to drive my ex-wife crazy too. It's a joke. That's why we're not married. Because I had a sock drawer. It drove her nuts, right? I don't have to pair them up. I know where they are. They're all clean. I just pick them out as I need them, right? Sock drawer. It's up right at the top too. If you don't believe me, come and see our house. Because of that, though, it's unorganized. And in her mind, it doesn't work. Well, I gotta change it now. Something's wrong in the world. A picture's crooked on the wall. I'm okay with that, but I'm getting a little more anal as I get older. I want to straighten the picture out. That's just not right. Oh, now I'm better, right? The picture on the wall is crooked. Why is it crooked? There's no earthquakes here. How does it get crooked? Did a bug hit it? Somebody bump it and not change it? Right? This is hard for us because we tend to think in closure, boxes. Kind of where else is it going? And the thing about, I was saying one more thought, I'll get it out. That grade point, the thing about, oh shoot, what was the topic before? See, my mind is quickly moving, but jump here. Sock drawer, right before sock drawer.
Your placement in your high school.
High school class, yep. Thinking outside the box, good, 2 things. I'll come back to it though. I did the grades, no. Creativity, no, talked about 3%. Socrates, know thyself. Kind of my home run thing when I do sales training. Sales training, for the most part, is for the individual salesperson. First and foremost, know thyself. Socrates came up with that. I've started out so many sales training programs with. I'm a great sales coach, and eventually I see myself as a virtual sales coach for companies. They need somebody to run a Friday afternoon or Friday morning or a Monday morning meeting. Let me at you. I'm going to be really good doing that, right? That's where the world is. I can never leave Grafton, stay in my pajamas on the bottom, tie on top, and I'll lead a sales meeting for 1,000 people at Marion Labs. The same stuff we'll talk about though, whether I talk to Kohler Company salespeople or Marion Labs. Know thyself first. You got to know who you are. Myers-Briggs, remember that psychology test? I know I'm jumping around, but this is important for the rest of our day. Myers-Briggs tells us who we are as a person, where we have the most tendencies, right? I'm an ENFP, big surprise. If you remember Myers-Briggs, external, outgoing, a leader, thinks he can convince anyone his thought process is right. That person, all good traits. Sometimes I miss the details because I don't care about them. It doesn't bother me now. I'm not worried about that yet. I'll get there sometime eventually, clean that up, because I'm still half logical, right? I'll handle the details eventually. It's just not the time to do it. Know thyself is so important, because until you can sales coach somebody else, you have to know who you are. If I know my strengths, now guess what? Who's hard for me to sell to? Intrinsic people that don't give you any feedback, that sit here like this, right? The toughest sale is that person. So I think about price. What's more important to you, price or quality? Well, both are the same. Okay, the same price and quality are the same? How about service? Service important to you? Well, it's probably the same as quality. How about this? Price, quality, and service. Pick any 2 out of 3. Which 2 would you pick? Try to force them to the answer. Well, I don't know. It depends on the day. No, it doesn't. Come on, what's in? You got to get the answer. And until you get help from them, you can't sell them anything. That's the frustrating thing. You have to know yourself first, then your target audience who you're selling to, then first you have a suspect. Not even a prospect yet, right? I love talking about sales, but I know it's a little off topic. Prospect and a suspect, suspect and a client, you know, that whole thing. But today, street habits, sales thing. Going back to the article that's in front of you. The 10 Commandments of Success. I came up with this whole premise, little portion of my TED Talk preview. I came up with this whole premise of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Remember that one? Was that 80s, maybe early 90s? I can't remember when he came out with that. Maybe even before that, right? Covey, I'm pretty well read in those things, but I kind of.
I think he did it in the 70s and re-released it in the early 90s.
There you go. Thank you. You're solid, Derek. So that sounds right. He had, and that's a great idea. I need something to hang my hat up. But I don't have the 7 habits. A Catholic? How about the 10 Commandments? Not the 10 suggestions or recommendations. I think they're pretty important. Let's call them commandments. Like, how about the 10 Commandments of Success? Why not? Because I'm a motivational speaker. I came up with this in 87. I was married in 87. A lot of creative ideas happened that year. You know? So that's where this came from. But backing into that, about the best kept secret, Harvard University did a study. And Harvard studied for about 4 years in the early 1970s, probably along the same time Covey was coming up with 7 habits. Harvard wanted to study what successful traits successful people had. You know, pretty simple. What 3 things stood up? It took them 4 years. Harvard's a smart school. 4 years, a bunch of people working on one project, they got to get the answer, right? Oh, they did. You see, 7% of successful people, 7% had a very high skill level. That's it. Skill was very high. One thing really, really well. I think of sports. I think of Tiger Woods golfing or Serena Williams playing tennis. 2 people off the charts in their individual sports, right? Skill, a skill. 7%, I didn't have a skill that's that like that, okay? 12%, knowledge. People very smart. Go back to my high school rank again. Not that guy. My sister was all A's in high school and college, had 1 B. Senior semester, archery. A half credit B. I thought the world stopped evolving the day she opened the mail. I heard more doors slam, more cussing out of my sister my whole life, and one day she got a B. By the way, she's since called the register office, had to change to an A. She fought because she's that way. Hence retired from Sunbike Assistance and now hiking Machu Picchu in Peru because she can. Okay, that's my sister Michelle. Michelle with 1 L, not 2. Smart people, 12%. Harvard skill, 7% skillful, 12% knowledgeable. Remember, the number 1 thing of Harvard, the number 1 answer, ready for this? It's your attitude. That's it. It's the best kept secret in the world. Our attitude, each and every day, determines our success in everything we do, and I'm a firm believer, and I can prove it. I can prove it. Ready, microphone? Everybody raise your left hand as high as you can. Now raise it 1/4 inch higher. You're a smart guy. You should see high school kids' light bulbs go off. Go, oh my God, that's not good. Yes, I did. I asked you if you did it right to raise as high as you could. All right? And you give me that. You guys are pretty good. Thursday, adults, sunny Wisconsin with February. As best as we got, right? That's pretty good. A lot of kids in high school like this. Whatever, you know, attitude, don't care, whatever. But they still controlled the outcome. Harvard proved it. What is there to doubt? And then I thought, if that's right, and I'm 18, I read Zig Ziglar's book, See You at the Top. It's a high school graduation gift from the neighbors of my parents. I go, a book? I just got done with 18 years of books. I want gas money or a case of Pabst, right? I was drinking, you know, the whole bit. I've just got done my baseball season. We had a great season. We upset Cedarburg in the sectional finals. So we got a medal. I mean, it was really a great high and fly summer. And I'm going to read a book before college. I read the book in one day. I couldn't put it down. Zig Ziglar was writing the book to me in Saukville, laying in my bedroom, reading a book in summer. My mom thought I was sick. So I'm reading the book coming out at the ice. Oh, what's it called? You like that book? And she shut the door. Smart lady. Don't go out and play. Read that book. I listened and said, that's what I want to do the rest of my life. I want to help people. I want to inspire people. I want to be that person, but not be the best Zig Ziglar I could. Be the best Mike Piron I could be, whatever that is. Because that's how we get back to the youth of tomorrow. You have to be the best skill set you can be, whatever that is. Okay? Are we on track so far? Having fun? Gosh, we're really only 20 minutes into this thing, and we're really having well. But let's cover the 10 commandments of success. Then I'll backtrack and give us some fun exercises. But before we do that, we kind of need to do a 1-minute exercise, if we could. Pair up with a partner. And yes, I'll be involved because we'll be one short if we don't. Right? Yeah. And maybe even come up in front of the microphone so they can see it, or the camera, so you can see us milling around just talking, if that's okay. Let's take 1 minute to have a discussion or a friend, meet a new friend, say hello, have a conversation with that person without using the word I. Okay, that's it. Let's go for only, 90 seconds, a minute and a half. You see how hard this is without using the word I, okay? You would pair up real quick. Derek would be my partner. Come on up here. If you guys want to pair up. And if you can, come up in front of the mic so they can see people, and I think that's kind of neat. Just chit chat for a minute and a half because we won't be talking, otherwise you guys will be talking.
Is there a topic we're talking about?
No topic. No, don't use the word I. Have a conversation without using the word I. Great.
Upstate New York. Did you really have the pretzel bagel? So my father-in-law would come and visit us.
We do it in January.
He'd go get bacon every single day. Go through the whole
I'll
house.
break in the bank.
3 or 4 of them a day. We'd go back the next day and do it purposely not order the salt bagel.
And you have.
Every time we kept getting salt.
If you do say I, just keep going, walk away.
We keep getting the salt bagel in the one day afterwards, and look at Joe and I go, Joe, what's up with this salt bagel? I didn't even see it up here.
30 seconds.
I ordered the pretzel bagel.
The funds that we
One bite,
are raising.
and my heart
The
just
post
went.
there, general, so when you go
It
in the
is
post, it's actually
baked
going to
with salt.
be
Oh.
a natural. Exactly what we're from. So we're.
But
that takes a lot of-
it just tasted, it might as well have been a deer. Like,
Oh.
it was like a deer with the salt. Yeah, well, I did say I have like 47 pounds.
That's about a minute and a half right there. That's about a minute and a half. You guys do it? Love this one.
And that's what I figured, all the things over that.
That was about a minute and a half. You guys do it? Did you make it?
We did.
Wow, that's-
I had to slow down because I'm like, did I just say?
It's funny how that is, right? Isn't it funny sometimes? Did I really do it? Did you? I didn't hear it. We made it successfully. What were some of the techniques though you used to not say I? Slow down with one. Yep. Think actually what you're saying. Hard to do.
Yeah, because I wanted to say like, I came up with it.
Sure.
I mean, I wouldn't say that out loud to anybody other than you, like, okay, I'm like, no, I don't want to say that.
Sure. Other techniques to use?
That question.
Amen. Ask them questions. My favorite technique is asking questions. As a salesperson, you don't know, ask. My mom and I are having these constant discussions about, why don't you get a part-time job at Costco? My mom, stocking shelves for $10 an hour. I said, Mom, I'm 59. Your son devises incentive programs for companies to customer service to people at Costco, to go to corporate, and I charge X and I do Y and I give value. That's what I do. I don't stock the shelves. But thank you for the suggestion. How about if I volunteer to be a substitute school teacher? Would that make you happy? So I've done that since, because she wants me to do something she understands. It's sweet. Well, on days you don't work, I said, Mom, I'm working every day. Remember the right brain part? You can't shut it off. I'm writing a new book tomorrow. I mean, I can't stop doing that. But that's okay, because I understand who she is too. She wants to know her son's productive and happy. But I'm thrilled, Mom. I'm down 70 pounds for Pete's sake. How could I not be happy, right? You didn't know me last summer. I was up to 370, a scary weight, because when Dad died, I gained 20 pounds a year for 3 years. You can't process that out. That's life for all of us. And yes, I went through my own mini depression. You can't be a motivational speaker and be really good if you're depressed. So I had a basic company shutdown. As tough as that is, didn't leave the basement much. My kids saved me. My son Joey is 29, lives in Milwaukee, school psychologist in Milwaukee Public Schools. He bought me a book. Yes, I'm a reader. The book was The Energy Bus. John Gordon, I think it is. I should have brought it in this morning. It's on my table. Dad, read the book. I miss my dad. He hands me a book. I read it. Got me going again. I went up to visit my daughter, Jennifer. She goes, Dad, do you want to walk me down the aisle someday? I said, yeah, Peter, I can't wait. I'd love to. You need to lose weight, Dad. I'm worried about you. That was last summer. In fact, my ex-wife's birthday is in August. It was in August. That's when I was in Minneapolis at 370. So picture me petting Mia, her rescue pit bull. I looked like 400 pounds on a couch, and it looked like I didn't like the person sitting there. Why is change so hard for adults? Anybody? Why is it? Why is it so hard for us? Myself included. We need a crisis before it happens. I didn't have a heart attack, but I was 370, the heaviest in my life. For a reason, yeah, but maybe not a good one, but I missed my day. It doesn't matter. I need to take control again, right? Only a crisis, I'm a firm believer, gets us to change majorly. In health alert for a lot of guys seem to be not going to the doctor, and I'm one of those guys too. I'm not sure if you are too there, but I'll go there when I'm bleeding. I'll go. When I have broken arm, I'll go. Until then, I don't have to go. I'm not the preventative guy. I'm trying to watch my health better now. But you see so often guys have that widowmaker heart attack, the 99% ones, they barely survive. I met people like that. They turn into marathon runners. A crisis made them do it. Don't get to a crisis before you do this. I'll plead with the kids. Ladies, I never know what the crisis is in your life because I'm not a woman. But I know other stuff happens there too. And menopause can be a brutal one. At least I thought it was that caused part of our divorce, but let's not go there. It probably was a mutual thing, and God love her, she's okay now. But the point is, sometimes we need that crisis to change. And it's so funny. Everybody cross your arms, just whatever's comfortable right now. Whatever way is comfortable. Whatever way you crossed your arms your whole life. My guess is like this, right? If you're coaching baseball or sports or standing in board in church, this is what I do. Now unlock them and cross them the other way. It's actually hard to do, right? It's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel right. It feels really odd, like I'm almost naked. It does not feel good. No, straight up. Why? Same person, same arm. Because I've always done it this way. Our own attitude. Why do you live in Wisconsin? I was born here. My family's here. I like to change the seasons. No, you don't, right? How can we say that? What? Almost winter, still winter in road construction? Right. We like to change the seasons. No, I love to change the seasons. I'm just kidding. Wisconsin facetious. Speaking of Wisconsin, though, we found out that attitude makes the difference, and I proved it, right? The number one thing of the spectrum of success and the 10 commandments of success is what? Take responsibility, correct? Take responsibility. Talking about that is the most important one because you got to have control of your attitude because no one else will, right? That's the only thing, that you have 100% control of each and every moment. Now, even my son's repeating some of my mantras back to me as a school psychologist. It's not so much what you do with the travesty, but how you respond to it, or the crisis, or the challenge. Even my mom, I'm changing her vernacular. Well, there's been a problem with your billing of your medical. No, don't say problem, Mom. There's an opportunity or a challenge. I'm changing her semantics at 85 years old because I want her to think more like I do. Mom, it's not a problem. It's an opportunity to make it better. It's a challenge for me to work on. It's just something else that I have to put on my to-do list that I will overcome because I'm good at it. There's nothing I can't handle, nothing I can't solve. That sounds really confident, right? It is. You know who taught me that? Dale Carnegie. Everybody else, fans of Dale Carnegie? Love the training. I did human relations training, the sales training. I sold for Carnegie for a while. I did Carnegie courses. One of the cool things that's leading my career to is a train the trainer course on presenting, on speaking. A gal in Milwaukee at Vincent High School is a doctor. She wants to improve her public persona. She might want to run for public office, she basically said. She said, you have to get better at this. She hired me to be a one-on-one trainer. I said, better yet, get a group of 10 together. I'll charge you 1/10 my fee, and I'll do all 10 at the same time. I train the trainer. Great idea. I said, I know, I'm full of great ideas. I am. Just keep asking me. I'll tell you a great idea. That's part of the process, the creative thing. I can't stop it. Same thing here. A train the trainer program, sometime maybe this summer would be great. And I'd love to do it right here. This is the perfect room for that. 30 or 40 people just tight, all interested in getting better at one specific skill. Remember we talked about skill development? It's a gold mine skill to have that ability and to have the confidence. You know from Carnegie, right? And the Carnegie builds it in the same way. They do a 1 to 2 minute talk every period. That's all it is. Then you applaud and clap, you get positive feedback, and you're a new person. Every class every class you become a new person. I'm taking all that knowledge of a 12-week Carnegie course, putting it into 6 weeks and making it triple effective because we're quicker now. We're in a faster paced world. I loved how Carnegie did it. Took 4 months to get through the course. We could do it in 4 class periods if we do it the right way. So that's kind of where I want this to go, is to train the trainer. But it's all about attitude. How did that develop? Because I had a good attitude about the whole thing. Take responsibility for it. Number 1 answer. Remember, we're having a great attitude. Number 2, raise the bar. It's number 2 on our list for a reason. My mom once said in high school over here at Grafton, I'll let you play sports if you get B's as a grade point average or higher. Question for you. What did I get? Of course, that's all I had to get. Didn't say give me your best effort, which I learned later in coaching as a youth coach. I'm a John Wooden disciple. John Wooden from UCLA, coach, give me your best effort. What do we tell our kids? Not B's to play sports. I want your best effort. And look me in the eye and tell me, give it to me. Joey got a 3.9, Jennifer got a 3.8. Best effort got them almost a whole grade point higher than just we'll let you play sports or get B's. I'm not saying we had a better answer. I'm just saying we learned from our own parents. What do parents want to pass on knowledge, and how do you help the kids? Best effort's the magic word. Okay, best effort. Number 3, dream big, right? It's third on our spectrum of success, the 10 commandments. Take responsibility, raise the bar, dream big. Why is it third, you might ask? Any questions? Why is it third? Derek, any idea?
Or foundational.
Very true. Very good. Good. Phenomenal. Keep going.
Build the third one off.
Exactly. You got to have the first 2. Great attitude, raise the bar. Once you have that, you can then get to the dream stage. Now, a lot of kids would have started dreaming first. I did too. I love dreaming. Put down what you ever be in your whole life. If you're 18, write down your goals. And I do that with high school crowds. Small goals, medium-sized goals, and the monster ones. The monster ones for me were professional athlete and best-selling author. At 59, I have a chance of doing both this year. Did I wait to be 59? It just took this long. It took 45 years since I wrote them out. Best-selling author David Kohler, Herbert Kohler's son, I know personally, likes my book a lot. I used to work for Kohler, sold toilets for Kohler. I was salesman a year twice for Kohler. I'd be interviewed on a FaceTime or Yelp interview or whatever you call these things. With the VP of sales to be a sales trainer for Kohler next week, Tuesday. I've been training for Kohler my whole life to be that person. Their sales trainer? Are you kidding me? How cool would that be? Better than that is David likes my book. He's also a father. From fat dad to fit dad in 4 months. As cute and funny as that sounds, very effective book. I lost 52 pounds the first time I did what I said I would do. Took me 4 months. I saw myself at a Packer game. The Packer Super Bowl win in Dallas with my son Joey. We road trip. Joey was at Whitewater. I picked him up from Michigan, drove down 55 hours later, drove home. A buddy of mine ref the game. He was an NFL ref. We got ref tickets. I'm at the Super Bowl. I saw myself at 298. have this problem of slipping up. Every 3 to 5 years, Mike gets heavy. Okay. I'm getting better and smarter at this, but Mike finally took the weight off that time. And I did it again the third time, hence I'm in front of you a third time. David likes the book. To be a best-selling author in our country is 20,000 copies. They have 30,000 associates. You do the math. I'm from Whitewater, I can figure that out. If they buy one copy for $5, and I'll cut them a deal, 150 bucks, 150 grand later, Dave, it's not a drop in the bucket to a billionaire company. You get ready for your foundation. A gift to your employees, plus then all the employees of the family see it and read the book. That's warm and fuzzy. That's a holiday gift. Best-selling author in one swoop. I hope that'd be kind of cool. If not, I have to do it the hard way. 2 steps away from winning my physique title and being a professional athlete in not bodybuilding, where they had the skinny shorts, those little stimpy things. I look bad in those. No matter how great you look kind of dorky in those things. The French things, yeah. And I'm too big, too much body mass. You don't want to see it. Even at the shows, you go, that's, my mom goes, ooh. No. But if you put the board shorts on, the shorts that hang down to your knees, the really bright yellow ones, I look really good, about 50 pounds lighter than I am now in board shorts. You can be a physique professional, natural, no steroids, drug-free, 59-year-old professional athlete. Yes. I wrote that. It's either going to happen or get really close. I have to wait till 60. But how's that to be that cool and excited about life to say, in 200 days, I could be that person over there. Every day I wake up, I'm one day closer. I have to drink more water. I have to stick with my amino acids. I have to eat right, drink right, or drink not at all. Joke, Wisconsin, right? Right? Live with me, okay. That's the dreaming stage. Such a fun, I could talk about dreaming for an hour, but we're on the 3rd step of the ladder now. Remember the 10 commandments of success? Take responsibility, raise the bar, dream big. 4th, 3 kinds of people in the world, right? This is about developing the action habit, correct? This is the action habit one? Yeah. This is my favorite. 3 kinds of people in the world: those who make things happen, those who wonder what the heck just happened, and those who stand back and just watch it happen. Right? Which kind are you? If you're like me, it depends which part of life you're at, right? For me, I was very shy. You may go, yeah, right. No. 2nd to 4th grade, I was in speech class. I was in speech class, 2nd Woodview Elementary, right here in Grafton. They called me out of class. Mike, you ready? Let's go. I had to leave in front of all my classmates. See you guys. See you, Mike. Take care. Maybe see you at recess later. Save you a spot in the lunchroom. And I walked out. Speech class? R's and S's are still a problem for me. I have to learn to slow down, enunciate better. Although my mind goes really fast, because the mind goes 4 times faster than we can speak. You heard that one before? Mine's what, 8 times faster than we can speak, but I still try to keep up. Thanks for laughing. It's a hard bit, but it's so true. And that's why comedy is good in Vegas, because they joke every 6 to 10 seconds. I'm good at that Vegas crowd, but I have to slow down in the Midwest because we just can't handle that. Boy, he's East Coast, you can tell. He's almost like a plant. You're the perfect guest here. They think we planned it.
I'm also from New York.
I know.
Wisconsin makes it fun.
That's been such a great balance. This is awesome. I have 4 women from the Midwest and my buddy from the East Coast. It's a win-win. And I met him 48 hours ago. Hey, we're here all week. Try the field. That's my Rodney, if you don't know. Thank you. I have to explain that joke because in school groups, they don't know who Rodney is. I said, the old guy on Caddyshack. How do you explain who the Jewish old guy in Caddyshack? I mean, it's hard to explain who Rodney is. Be that guy? Yeah, that guy. Come on. And forget it. All right, these flashbacks. Where was I again? Action habit, right? How quickly the mind works. Which kind are you? It depends on where you're at in your life, right? Develop the action habit. Shy in 4th and 5th grade. Yes. Reading was still a problem for me. I was a little dyslexic, if you can figure that out. My mom was an English teacher, knew all this right on early. She said, get this, my mom, always full of compliment. Late talker. I was a late talker too. Late talker, early reader, good sign. My mom read that somewhere and made that up. I don't know. She's a mom. Might have made it up, made me feel better. You were a late talker. Michelle was saying a complete sentence by her 1-year-old. Remember my sister Michelle, y'all Hayes? She said something like, oh, she's at the grocery store, Century and Port. My mom, she's like 10 months old. The gal behind the counter, Century and Port, gives her a sucker. She goes, my mom goes, what do you say? She goes, put it in the bag. At 10 months. My mom tells the story all the time. My sister said, put it in the bag. Put it in the bag. She Doctor, she said, Dr. Henkel. What's the heck? Dr. Henkel from Fort. What's the doctor? Put in the bag? What the heck? Five words and it said 10 months. I would have just said, yeah, whatever, thanks. Right? So difference even with our own family. Isn't that wild? I think it's cool. I love birth order and however all different. She's smart. I was taken. I couldn't be smart. I was the athlete. What was left for Bob? Be the quiet guy who raced things. He was tool and die. He raced motocross, jet skis, BMX bikes, motorcycles, snowmobiles. He raced everything. Busted up, broken nose, scars, tattoos. That's my brother Bob. And he's a triathlete to this day. An Ironman guy. He weighs as much as my right leg. 170-ish. I'm double him. He's 170 at 5% body fat year round. Can eat the whole bowl of fruit, 18 pounds of noodles and not gain an ounce because he burned. He's like a machine. That's his life. My brother Rick is the handsome one, radiology tech in Florida, married Mona, the dental hygienist. Did you know Mona? Are you friends with Mona? It'd be kind of funny because some respect to Mona and say, hey, well, you know, that's so cute. Because they're one of the prettiest couple God has ever created. Because Rick is handsome like my dad was. And I'm this guy, the other guy. Look like Greg Brady in my prime. Trying to Tom Selleck with muscles, but that doesn't work. What I had to have on. Three kinds of people again. Which kind are you? More importantly, which kind would you rather become all the time? To make things happen, people, correct? Where are we at? Take responsibility, raise the bar, dream big, up the action habit. Number 5, associate with winners. Darn. Number 5, visualize your success. One of my favorites. You guys do this too? You ever visualize something before it happens? Anybody? Do you? What do you do?
Working through the process, I know where I get to, so I visualize how I'm gonna get there.
Beautiful, beautiful, love it. Anybody else? Have you visualized anything?
I'm a spreadsheet guy,
Nice,
plan everything out
beautiful,
through the next 10 years.
love it. 10-year planner. That's like China, big plan. You know, I've learned a lot from Asia. They plan and plan and plan. They're planning decades ahead. We in our country, we're such a, let's talk corporate America again. We're such a cover your ass nation. Protect your job, you know, freeze up when the boss comes by. We are so,
File every email.
oh my, because we don't want to be called into court in case something. What is it about? And that's why I didn't fit in corporate America. That's why I was in a corporate America box. A little box that said, this is your skill set and your talent. I said, but what if I have other talents off of this? My box is bigger than this. I want a bigger box. We have to move up in the ladder. Well, the boxes are the same size. You see them? VP of executive director is the same as this. The box is the same size. See that? My box is bigger. I have more talent in there than you're putting out here. That was that whole corporate America problem I have with the charts. I want to share more of them. I've got more stuff to share with the company. Let me do a customer service program. They've done that before when I worked. It's so difficult sometimes though to stay in that mode of achieving, you know, keep pushing yourself. But the timing has been right because life, we got one shot at this. Super Bowl show, anybody see the Super Bowl show? Okay, we all kind of did, right? I liked it for one person or one reason only. I'm an Eminem fan. The One Shot song, I darn near start crying. I'm that guy. I used to live in Michigan. I know where 8 Mile is. I know all the stuff he overcame. Unbelievable life. That 8 Mile is a tough stretch. There's a lot of strip joints and problems there and bad accidents and carjackings. And to get out of that and have a career like he did, carve his own niche, and you become that's 50 years ago, we think the greatest golfer will be black and the best rapper will be white. No, but that joke is so true. And it's right in front of us. It happens. How do you do that? Attitude? Oh, off the charts. Never quit. One time, just give me one time. And it froze up. Give me one more. Oh, that should be my walk-in song sometimes. I like Queen's walk-in song. Don't Stop Me Now. Can you tell? That's also my walk-in music for high school groups. I love those two. They banter back and forth. Eminem might work though in the city. Might know Vincent better. Does that make sense? So far we're halfway through. Does that make sense? I don't want to slow it down, but I want to pick the pace up just a bit because I got some other stuff to finish with. Number 6 on my memory. Is this associated with winners? Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Thank you. My memory is good because I wrote this 9 days. You know, I taxed myself. Associated with winners, pretty basic. Back in school, this meant my mom cared about, because she was a teacher, she noticed and cared about who her friends were. She was so observant to that. And she's a sharp lady. My first grade friends, wonderful people, came over for a snowmobile party. I was 8 and 9 years old. We all were in the sled. For 4 hours, we went around the woods with the snowmobile. Never came in. We did not have time for cake or presents. My mom's like, it's 5 to 5, you gotta come in, Fran. My dad's driving the machine. We're in the sleigh for 4 hours. Now, because we had one of the first snowmobiles in the area, and the kids never saw one. So we're all in a sleigh going around for 4 hours. Greatest birthday of my life. Had no cake and no presents, didn't care. Mom, that was the greatest. And I ran upstairs. Why don't you open your cake and the ice cream's melting? I said, Mom, who cares? That's awesome. Right? That's it. I want every day to be like that. How do you make that like that? Associate with people who live like that. They're out there. Met you. I think you're one of those guys. I really do. You might be a lifelonger. I've got 12-month friends and 6-month friends, 6-month friends. Remember this show? I went to college, we call them 6-monther and 12-monther. One of my 6-monthers became a 12-monther. I only see him in college and break and stuff because we went to different schools. He was in my wedding though, Bobby Greish from Port. He's a plumber. I played softball with him at Schooner Pub. You know, the Greish family's very well known. Bounce, and my mom knew each other from school. I mean, it's just so cool. And then Bob was in my wedding. He goes, you want me? Of all the people you don't make, you want me? I said, Bobby, you're a 12-monther now. Meaning I'm your friends for 12 months, not just 6, not just summer. You're a 12-monther. You earn the keep. So that's where the first 12-monther came from. But the association with winners never leaves us. I told you about David Kohler. I'm not trying to partner. The partnership is kind of happening. Did I want it to happen? Sure. Deep down, maybe I planned it. I don't know where it's going to go. It's very exciting where it's at. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. I want to do train the trainer for the executives. And you're in the inner circle. I'm Herbert's 4th floor of his office. And I know I used to work for Kohler. I know some of the intricacies and how cool they are. They got some neat stuff on the horizon yet. And they're not done. They're very intuitive. I used to work for Bemis right across the street from Kohler, 4 miles away. Bemis makes Kohler's toilet seats. Did you know that? It's a funny story, but we did. We stamped Kohler's name on them and ship them 4 miles away to Kohler, and they send them out for $1 extra. They charge $1 more because they said it was Kohler, not Bemis. All for the name. I think it's hilarious. The associate with winners, though, never leaves us. And it's almost like a partnership today, if you will. And if you're in an area or a business or you want to meet people and the networking thing comes out, boy, just shoot right to the top and just try to meet the people that are there already. It's funny how once you do that, you're less threatened by that whole crowd and they're no different than you are. A quick story about golf, because I'm a golfer. Any other golfers in here? Oh, wonderful. I was at Edgewater, no, the golf course, Cherokee in Madison. Cherokee Golf Course, okay, in Madison. Steve Stricker is the home pro there. His house is on top of the hill, and Stricker's wife is Nikki, who's a Tiziani. Dennis Tiziani, the former Badger golf coach, men's and women's golf coach, is Nikki Stricker's dad. Steve married the golf coach's daughter. Isn't that cute? I like to tell this story. So it's Nikki and Steve on top of the hill. Dennis lives down the road, but he owns Cherokee Golf Course. They're moving the golf course that Steve Stricker endorsed this year to Cherokee in 2024. They're redoing the whole course right now, course design, making it more playable for the average person. It's really cool. I met Dennis when he's on the phone with Mr. Kohler, who I know very well. And I told Dennis the story of me selling a bidet to a Fort Dodge farmer in Iowa. And he laughed his ass off. I said, Mr. Kohler likes that story too. I said, I can tell. Dennis wants me to do comedy at some of his Cherokee golf outings with all the big brass of Madison there. We're going to support Steve Stricker's foundational golf outing. How cool is that? And I got all my Caddyshack material armed and ready. And when I do it, I want you to come with. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him like you would not believe. Hey, Wayne, it's a parking lot. Come on. Hey, Wayne, it might be a private club. Don't tell him you're Jewish. Anyway, that's a little body. Associate winners. I think it works at all facets of life. It works in everything you want to do. And it can help you partner with people that maybe even already where we want to go or succeed in life. Does that make sense? Number 7. Ooh, is it 7 or 8? Sorry. 7, thank you. Eddie Roosevelt, Alabama is doing greatly. Give something back. Thank you. I memorized in a certain way. Teddy Roosevelt is my first initial thing. Take responsibility, raise the bar. Give something back. One of my favorites. In Appleton, I was a Special Olympic basketball coach. My ex-wife, Linda, was a special ed teacher, and she's now a special ed director. Was at CISA 6 up north in Appleton, but now in Oshkosh, and now she's a director of special ed in Oshkosh. I became Santa her first year in school, and down in Indianola, Iowa. We both lived in Des Moines. was Santa for her school for like 2 hours. You want to play a great job for 2 hours, be Santa at a special needs school. Every class, you're looking like God. You're looking at God. That feeling was unmatched to this day. I'm able to touch you. And I was making a joke. I think it was pretty insane. You're going to sit on your lap, pull your hair, the whole deal. A couple of the gals who were home visit people knew it was me and looked at my eye. You know, and like she knew me from when she visited our house. So sweet. Long story short, play Santa if you ever can. Ladies, it's a really good job. Even Santa's elf or a helper, I mean, it's so rewarding. Special Olympic basketball taught me there's a heck of a lot more in life. You talk about great attitudes, you want to see them every day? Become a volunteer for Special Olympics. I coached them for about 15 years, the adults in Appleton for Special Olympics. Adds balance and perspective to life, as does giving stuff back, your time and talent, your treasure. But it does more than that. One person once at the state tournament said, well, who are you here with? So what do you mean? Well, who's your special athlete in your family? I mean, is your son, your daughter, is your wife, how you help out, a teacher? No, I just like basketball. I like coaching, and they keep me sharp. I learn a lot. I learn about my own attitude. I try more. I think I'm get a better coach, a better understanding. What? But no one's special in our family. We're all special. I got to reverse this guy. I mean, you no, I'm a volunteer like you are. Well, my brother has. Once again, I don't need somebody like that. My wife's a special teacher, if that matters to you. And our team won 2 state championships. Now, it's not about winning, but it's about their oath that I love. Let me win. If I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. Come. It's all about us encouraging you. Getting out of that comfort zone, that box. Remember? That comfort zone of the org chart. I have more skills to offer. Let me offer them. A lot of what I do for school groups is talk about the skill set development, the ball in the middle, and I call it the wheel of fortune. And we all should do this in our life. Write the wheel of fortune on a chart and put in the middle a circle. This is your skill set, what you do really, really well. Okay. There's a couple things in there, trust me, we all have them. Or things that you really like to do that you want to be better at. You know, something that's a passion, put it in the middle of the chart. Work off of that about, all right, what can I do with this? What can I do with that skill set? Where does this apply? Where does it fit best? Things will magically start popping in there in your head. You'll get some great ideas about, wow, I could do that. I've always loved the foreign language. I'm pretty good at Spanish. Well, there's so many people are trying to teach Spanish now. Why don't I become really fluent in Spanish and then become a tutor? My goodness. And then how many other things offshoot from that? And that's just one idea, right? For me, my wheel of fortune is the first third is motivational speaking. I love keynoting. It's really hard to find $10,000 keynotes in Wisconsin. There are very few. I might have missed a couple in Milwaukee Center, but they come and go so quickly, and they're in cahoots and who knows what, right? But if I hop on a plane, it pertained pre-pandemic, you hop on a plane, you're the expert from out of town. I get funnier, I'm a better speaker. When I'm in Asia, China, they have those things that have to, wait for the laugh, but still pretty good, right? That's quadrant 1 for motivational speaking. Sales training is a whole other quadrant. As is comedy, as is becoming an author and tapes and stuff like that, motivational apparel. I had that in my really, let's see. But take the skill set wheel, all of us, and encourage young people especially. Take your wheel of skill set, what you do really well or you have a passion about, and try to keep expanding it and put more things in there. Because that's the key of what you want to do or where you want to be in life, isn't it? It's already things you're good at. Right? Don't reinvent the wheel, you don't have to. But you can mold that and make it bigger and better. And then if that's what you want, then pursue things like you should, which is really the opposite of what the world teaches us, which is what? Get a degree, get the highest degree you can, try to go to 4 years if you can't go to 2. If you can't do that, take money out to get the loan, then be really bad in debt. We're gonna have a whole bunch of people with master's degrees and no one wants to work. Hello, that's where we're at. That's what happened to us. Because the jobs weren't there, because they just start trickling out. Right? Manufacturing. I mean, my job almost doesn't exist. A salesperson for Kohler, they're going about things a little different now to go to the market. They sell direct to retail. So it's no more wholesale 2-step distribution. That's different. You got to create your job almost within the company now and sell them on what you could do for them, which is selling 101. And then someone once said, but I'm not in sales. I'm an accountant or I'm a teacher or No. If you have a resume, you're in sales. You're selling yourself the rest of your life. You're one of 6.5 or 8 billion people that you will listen to. You're in sales if you have a resume, or you have a job, or you want a job, or you want to make money. You're in sales. You got to sell something. You got to sell and know thyself best. Remember, do the Myers-Briggs if you have to read. Well, that's right. That's who I am. I'm good at that, right? How are we doing? Right on track? Good. You guys are a great audience. Just a couple more yet, right? Number 9 is what? Read it for me, please. Beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry, 8. Thank you. The change thing we did across our arms, right? The change, how difficult. Sometimes we need a crisis on change before we're willing to do anything because we get adult-like. We think we know the answer. We think we have all the answers, and we really don't, right? Outside influences can help there too. You know, like I said, for me, I needed a kickstart from my own family to the weight loss thing. That's personal, it's recent. I mean, I can't bare my soul any more than that. I've done no cardio. I weight train. First it was twice a week, then it's 3 times a week, now it's every other day only. Because the human body can only take so much punishment. And you know this, I know you worked out a lot. If you push the human body without drugs and steroids, it can go for 45 minutes really hard one day. It needs a whole day off to recuperate because you're not only physically sore, you're mentally sore. I mean, I'm drinking my amino acids to replenish on an off day. I'm not working out today. I'll probably be sore tomorrow yet. If I skip tomorrow, that's okay because your body rests, recuperates, and grows on its rest days, not when you work out. It's the complete opposite of what everybody thinks. The pump you see in the gym is pretty and nice. It's temporary. It goes away unless you rest it, recuperate, and then properly nutrition, eat protein. Protein is the only food you cannot store. Carbs and fat can be stored. Protein you have to take in every 3 to 5 hours or it's gone. Of the protein we eat and drink, 40% gets absorbed. The other half, 40%, let's say 55%, gets removed from waste either way. Half of it's utilized unless it's an egg white. An egg is a perfect food. The perfect amino acid profile is an egg white. An egg white, not the yolk. Egg whites are perfect. I also sell egg whites. I'm a sponsor of a 100% egg white company in California. They send me gallons of egg whites. And you're going, oh my God. You're kidding me. My mom said that. First of all, Mom says, are they pasteurized? Because she read on it. Yes, Mom, they come in frozen. They're pasteurized and frozen, kept cold. Are you sure? I said, I shouldered a box they come in. Okay, good. Are they good for you? I said, try it. I mixed up a little shake with egg white. She goes, that's really good. You don't taste it at all. I said, I know. It's better than water because water is not a complete perfect protein. An egg white is. Now, instead of utilizing 50% of the protein I eat and drink, I'm utilizing about 90%. You know the advances in as a drug-free person, that's a 40% jump. My body fat went from 25%, I was telling you when I started, in my 6-week thing, I'm down to 18%, 7% in 3 weeks. I said, what are you doing? I said, drinking egg whites, my protein, that's it. I tightened up everything else. I don't drink soda anymore, no more fast food. I have a chicken sandwich at McDonald's. You still eat a chicken sandwich at McDonald's, it's fine. Even the bun. So the fries and the soda, that'll kill you. Right? We know that. We all know this. Do we? Crisis situation then, right? I can take someone who's heavy and wants to lose weight, who's bigger and wants to gain weight, or people just want to move it around. The neatest thing I ever had was a doctor in Appleton, Dr. Jack Anderson. On my first book, Fit Happens at Any Age, he's my cover testimonial. Sorry for walking off camera. I'll find it. My number 1 quote in the back cover is from Dr. Jack Anderson. He said, Mike, thank you for taking the summer out and training our son. He had 20 pounds. He's 6'6". He had to compete against Brian Butch, the McDonald's All-American center, who went on for Badgers and played in Europe professionally. Brian Butch. Their oldest son was 6'6", but thin. Put on 20 pounds in the summer on him. He competed with Brian. East won one of those games and they lost one. And Appleton West won the state tournament that year. East won a game at home when my buddy outscored Brian Butch. Now, I'm not taking all the credit, but when you take a 6'6" skinny guy who has to compete against a 6'11" guy who's a McDonald's All-American. The only thing you have is, I'm going to out-tough him. You can't be out-hustle him. You can't outrun him. You can't out-tall him. He's already really good. I'm going to out-hustle him and be physical than he is. And it worked. He pushed him away from the basket, and Butch shot a lot of threes that day. He was never effective rebounding, and Paul blocked him out. Paul Anderson, Dr. Anderson's son, is a doctor today, a family practitioner. I'm very proud. To have a doctor hire me, then he turns into a doctor, that's cool. I know what I'm talking about. So what do I have him do? 3 things: legs, back, and chest. Legs for foundation, big back means big body, and chest because he's a boy. He said, but I want big arms too, Mike. I said, trust me, if you get legs, back, and chest, your arms will grow with them. They have to. You ever seen someone with a big back? Their arms are huge. You can't have a big back and big chest without big arms. The arms are like hooks. They just go on for the ride. Really? Trust me. All high school girls go, boy, did you see Paul Anderson? He's jacked. He said, no arm work at all. He must be doing curls. He does nothing except tell him the right way. Isn't it cool? I mean, that stuff, that matters to me. I want to be that person. I always wanted to be that guy. And I'm happy to say I am. That's kind of neat. Number 9, have faith and be patient. No, it's at 10. Learn to love the process. Now, this is important. We're 2 away from then. I'll leave you. We'll be done at 20 to 29. Okay. Learn to love the process is more than the end result. Does that make sense? Now, it's not for kids. Kids say, I want to play for the trophy or the ribbon. No. That's nice, the byproduct of doing the right things to get there. You have to learn to love the process. I love the stage I'm in right now, no matter what that is. See the attitude part again? I love the dieting stage. Every morning I change it. Oh my God. That's cool. Sorry, do that turn. But you got to do, come on, it's my own show. That's nice. Where'd that come from?
Made me move the camera.
You're funny.
Just saying.
What a crowd! What a crowd! But you know what I mean? It's learning to love the progress more than the end result. Remember, the end result is to become a pro. That'll be nice, but once you become that, I really can't talk about it anymore. It's already done. That'll be kind of boring. I want to talk about it at the schools until I get there because I like the process. That's why it's exciting talking about I'm almost there yet. But you're not there. But hang tight. I'm almost there yet. It's 200 days out. Every day I count in my head. Another day. Am I ready? Another day. Did I get better? Another day. Where's the pressure? Another day. Don't drink. Another day. Don't have that broad. Right? Another day. Miss Summerfest. Ooh. I go to Summerfest, but go with a protein in my stomach with my egg whites. Right? You can do all those things. You can make it happen, but you got to do it learning to love the process first. The end result's the trophy, the reward at the end, or the beneficial result we get. But if you can teach that to your kids, it's that 4 a.m. group. I was a coach a lot of sports, if you can't tell. It's the 4 a.m. group when you're lifting weights at the gym. And I say, you know what Kimberly High School is doing right now? They're lifting weights too. Get your tail in the gym and let's go work them. They're already doing it. Kimberly wants to beat you. They're up by 20 right now. They're ahead of us. You're behind. We're in 4th grade, coach. I don't care. Their 4th graders are lifting out. They're working out. They're running right now. But it's cold, coach. Are they complaining? They're Kimberly. They're state champs for how many years? What do you need to see? You're right. And you finally get them to turn. And just, boy, with the beautiful thing when they turn, then you have to stop. Then you have to hold them back because they get it. The light bulb was off. We're going to outwork them, coach. Get in here. Do the cheer. 1, 2, 3. Outwork. We're going to outwork them. Process. All day long process. It's better than the end result. It's the goal. It's the ignition. It's the lighter fluid, if you will. Oh, that's good. It's the lighter fluid of the bomb. It's the, what's that stuff you put in baking? Gunpowder. My dad calls it gunpowder. When you bake something that blows with that thing. Baking powder. My dad calls it gunpowder. Put that gunpowder in there. That's what he did. I still use that stuff, Dad. Put the gunpowder in there, Barb. Let that bread blow up. Right? It's the gunpowder that ignites. It's powerful. And you get the kids to harness it on their own. I was lucky enough to have 3 state champs. State Special Olympics was 2 of them. Girls softball. Let me tell you about my daughter's team. I coached them up until 8th grade. Appleton East girls went to state championship 4 years when they were juniors and freshmen and sophomores and seniors. I'm so proud of that group. I was part of that group up until 8th grade. I was the head coach. We were lucky I had a girl who could throw really fast, and she went to Winona State. One good girl pitcher in the high school team, you're pretty much destined. Two good girl pitchers, you're unhittable, right? Because you rest them and flip the arms and stuff. My daughter is a sweetheart. Jennifer always outworked you. She was never the best athlete ever, and she admits it. So, Peanut, we're gonna have to practice today because we're not quite there as a starting second baseman. But Dad, where? I don't play. Peanut, that's the spot for you, starting second base. Shortest throw for an infielder. She's not fast for the outfield. I'm loving my daughter, but I'm putting her where she can succeed. She can turn a double play, and she's a good hitter to right center field because she hits a little late. But she can hit it because I taught her to hit the fastball away, go with the pitch. Okay, we drilled on that. You're gonna get your Jennifer. Trust me, hit it to right center hard. That's your game. If that ball is right here, hit it that way hard. State championship. We're playing Menominee up in wherever, way up in north. Not the south, way up north along the state line of Michigan. Bottom of the first. We're down 2. It's 2-zip already. Bases loaded. Jennifer's up. She's the number 8 or 9 hitter of our lineup. Because the coach never bats your daughter first because she's not doing that good. I love her. She was, Dad, you could bat me last year. It's okay. I'll bat you where I think you're appropriate. I want you batting 8th. For this reason. Our last hitter's 9th and she's left-handed. She's fast. She gets on we have lead off. That's a baseball strategy. Peter, trust me. Oh, I see, Dad. Good move, Dad. Right? So she bats 8. She's up. Bases jammed, 2 outs. We're still down. Fastball away. Rocket to right center. Triple. No, she's not that fast. She got a double. Stay there, Peanut. I'm coaching from first. That's enough, Peanut. Stay there. Just get the second. Because they're not going to get the girl at first. She's flying on the bases. And Jennifer gapped it big time. I'm crying. We're up 3-2. She's biggest smile of her life. Other than college graduation. And I go, Peanut, where was it? Blow it away, Dad. And I rocked it. From second base, she said that. We won the state championship. It's not about me coaching winners. It's about them doing the process to get there. It's those bats. It's the batting practice. It's all the stuff that went into that. Remember, half of life is the what if in the middle, all the decisions we make. Develop your special skill set. Special Olympics means a lot to me. I'll leave you with have faith and be patient. I'm a faith-based guy. My dad's brother, Father Joe, was a priest in Beaver Dam. He died 2 weeks before my first communion when I was in 2nd grade. I'm Catholic. Father Weishart did the first communion in our house. We took Joey to his first mass up in Appleton. We were United Church of Christ members up there. I got married UCC. We brought Joey, who was 6 months old, to church. I said, Linda, let's watch Joey for some type of spiritual reaction. See if he ends up like a priest like Father Joe was. 5 seconds later, he farts. And a wooden pew. I said, I think that's a sign. He's not going to be a priest. There's a schools like that. I'll leave you with picking rocks. My favorite story when I grow up is picking rocks. Anybody else pick rocks? Farm family? Picking rocks. Awesome. Even upstate?
Oh, at the beach.
At the beach. Oh, picking and throwing. Nice. Picking rocks around here is when you got a farm and your grandma drives a tractor, flatbed wagon or hay wagon. Grandpa and usually sons, grandsons walk alongside the wagon. We pick up all the rocks. Now, my mom's lucky. She's never moved more than a driver and a 3-wood away from the house she grew up in on Cedar Sock Road in Saukville, between Saukville and Port, or Saukville and Grafton. My grandpa's farm, I remember distinctly. We used to help him pick rocks every fall. Grandma drives the tractor. We're walking along, Grandpa picking up these big rocks. My brothers, Bob and Rick, and I were all helping. So they're 2 younger brothers than me. And we got to the farthest field of the 170 acres my grandparents owned. This one big rock, we never could budget. We always tried to push it. Or we're just dig it and stuff. Never budgeted. But every time we tried pushing this rock, I remember my grandpa's off to the side smiling. Almost like he's seen it before. I thought later in life, he did. I have an Uncle Freddie and Uncle Jerry. They were probably pushing the same damn rock that's still out there. And by the way, there's a subdivision built around it to this day. The rock's still there in their front yard. They can't move that damn rock. But gets better. It was the day after my grandpa's funeral. So February. Like 46 degrees. Remember it was warm because I didn't have a coat on. My mom goes, where'd you go? I walk out to the rock. I dig my feet in and I push. And I move it. Whether it was 6 inches or a foot, I don't recall. But I moved the rock. I was bigger and heavier then, I know, and I had more to push. But as I turned to walk out of the field, I was overcome with a feeling, I think I know what Grandpa was trying to teach all of us. This. We all have rocks in our field. But it's up to each of us to keep pushing. That's it. That's the secret to life. Don't give up. Don't give in. It takes one time, as that rep said. Just keep pushing. If you need a pep talk now and then, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'm there for you too, because I am not immune to anything but the crashes too. And honestly, I think that helps me having gone through those things. So God bless you. Thank you for coming today. To me, this is the 5 most important